What's going on, guys? It's your boy Random Guy Kevin. This is Thoughts of a Random Guy. We talk about many things dealing with love, dating, relationships, adulting, life's ups and downs, and the ever evolving world of just being a human. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Today's topic is copy of a copy. Is originality extinct? And my co host for this episode is.
What's up, guys? My name is Eric Cummins.
Thank you, Eric, for joining me. You're the best.
No,
Appreciate you.
you the best. You the best.
So, copy of a copy. In this day and age, when is something really an original at this point? Because it's just, I mean, we've lived life so long, and so many things have been reproduced and redone, and yeah, it's like when is something really an
Um,
original nowadays? What do you
yeah, I
what would you
think
consider an original nowadays?
I think something that is original is something that inspires other people to either copy or interpret on their own. It in the context of like I I, I think in content now, we get so much so fast so often that our intake is just overloaded with so much that it's hard to put out original content or
Mm-hmm.
and I think and I might be just pushing the fast forward button here, but like we'll say in like movies, right?
Yep.
you know I feel like, as some of us who got to watch the originals and are now seeing remakes and remakes and remakes, and I think there's a combination of like money ROI on reputable brands, but like
Mm-hmm.
also trying to bring some of these things to make them relevant to a newer audience. And I think maybe our generation is also guilty of that. But I think I speak for a lot of people. Like it just gets too much, you know? Like, go ahead.
No, I agree with you, and I feel like movies and shows are like the best example we can use because we have like look at the Lion King. Lion King
Mhm.
was what released in the 1990s, and then re-released again in what 2020 ish with
Yeah.
the live action version. I get it's 20 ish plus years apart, but at the same time, it's like y'all didn't have any other stories because like after that, it was just like a re-release of old Disney movies back to back to back to back in
Yeah.
like a live action format.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's a part of it where you're like, "Ooh, how cool is that?" Like that cartoon I remember when I was my kid's age is now like live action, and and it's modern. Like, oh, there's like a nostalgia hit, and I feel like that drug only lasts so long before you start. And I feel like people are kind of getting like over that. Um,
Yeah, and I feel like though it's like if when you talk about franchises, if they're continuing the story just based off of the original story, then it's
yeah,
kind of different. Like you talk about like Aliens and Predator and what Toy Story. Toy Story has like they're like on Toy Story 8 or something.
yeah,
Like if it's continuing from an original, then it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But a lot of movies nowadays, they go for one movie, and if it hits the box office well, then they're just like, you know what, sequel.
yeah,
Then let's make it in a trilogy.
yeah. I mean, I I don't know. Yeah, there's always two sides to that argument. Like on one side, it's like, you know what, if you write a story and it does really well, and obviously people want more of it, you're gonna want to create more to expand that universe and create
Of course.
and give that. But at the same time, like we'll use the Fast and the Furious franchise for an
Good
example.
lord.
You're just like, at some point, I would like to stop indulging this story.
Yes.
I'm good, and so like there is an argument to both sides, and I guess it all is contextual, but I think when at some point you like this is the best we can do, guys. Like, can we not Like there is so much creativity. I do feel that even in today's age where like of redundant content intake, constant, flow, there is still an expansive space for genuine creativity. Um and I think a lot of that comes from content creators who really mash up like cinematic experience storytelling in short form content where I don't know, it just tells stories differently, and I think that that kind of creativity is refreshing, especially in the career content creator space.
Yeah,
But
and I think that we have a lot of books, we have a lot of stories, and in some regards, some of those stories are the same, just told by different people.
yeah,
And I feel like a lot of these movies and television shows, they have a blueprint of what they can go off of and just create that instead of let's go to Fast and Furious 32 and keep this story going. Like their grandpas now and all
yeah,
this other, like, come on.
yeah. For some reason, they're still stealing submarines or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, like so. I mean, stories. You look at how long people have been telling them, and then you look at how many people there are, and
Mm.
you have so many variations that these stories are going to like plot points are going to be similar. You're going to have similar character arcs because one thing is inspired by another movie they saw when they were 8 and it changed their life, or however the biopic is going to go. Um, it, it it at some point it's going to create, yeah, it's going to get kind of like hard to like tell really creative, but like it all comes down to perspective and letting new people, that I would say, who have different experiences that we don't normally listen to tell their stories. And I think that where we will find a lot of creativity there,
Yeah.
and interpret that
But
as you will. But
I mean, it's all about money at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, ultimately at the end of the day. But I also think a lot of good stories started out with good intention to
Yeah.
like push good narrative, to
Hmm.
push good moral and whatnot. So
But I feel like, right? You go to the movies, you start watching something, and immediately know what the plot is.
yeah, yeah.
You already know what's gonna happen. It's like,
It
damn.
it has been a not only has it been a hot minute since I've been to the theaters, but like the last time I went to the theaters was a while ago, and then the last time before that was even longer than that.
Mm.
It was, going to the movies has just been such a low priority because, you know, I, I don't know, the things that used to excite me in cinema just really doesn't anymore. And
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like original storylines. Like, I think for me, like, I think the last one was either Sinners, or Wakanda Forever.
yeah, okay, so I saw Sinners, and then the one I saw after that was the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein, which
Okay.
was also really good.
See,
I
and
thought,
it's like, I think people have their own ways of telling a story,
yeah.
even when it's an original or it's a copy of another.
You
And
know
it's like,
what?
damn, I like
Actually,
yours. I like the way you did it.
I have a good example of the exception.
Okay.
The Absolute series that DC is doing right now. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they are retelling the DC universe from and like a completely like different world perspective. Like
Oh
Batman,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Batman's not rich. It's the Joker that's rich. He's like a construction worker. He's
Yep.
just yeah, dude. I I've been following it. I when I'm doing stuff here, I'm like listening to like the comic breakdowns and things like that, and it is such a cool because like we've seen the Batman. I think the Batman is a
So many
really good
times.
example. Batman and Spider-Man, that it has been told over and over and over the same thing
Same.
over and
Yep.
over and over again. And some interpretations are better, some stand out, but at the same time, it's the same story.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it feels fresh, it feels new with nostalgic characters that we've love. I just think it's a really good, like DC, I will say, has really turned their shit around.
Yeah, and then like even when they did the DC zombies,
Yeah.
I was like,
Did they
oh, this
did,
is
did DC do zombies?
yeah. They did a whole zombie thing, which was like dark as hell.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And
they
I was
did.
like, oh, y'all switch it up. Oh, damn, okay,
Yeah.
this is not bad. And I do like when, but again, they introduce multiverse, so it's like, all right, we have
Yeah.
different realities with different, you know,
Yeah,
superheroes doing
I
different
feel
things.
like the multiverse thing is I'm not gonna call it the MacGuffin because that's like what every that's the focal point. But I
Mm,
think that the multiverse is the modern way of like going back and fixing mistakes
fixing
in
something. Yep.
all of those
Hmm.
movies we made, you know, and
Yep.
like retconning certain things, which I really hope they start doing with Star Wars. I really want them to fix that.
Yeah, because like again, they try to align all the movies together, and then that movie didn't do good, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
remove it completely.
Yeah, and
Uh,
like with I mean in Star Wars in particular, like there is I mean there's I'm not going to get into the politics of it cuz it exists, but like there were a lot of balls dropped. There were a lot
yeah,
of things that were discarded, and the things that we got kind of suffered from that. And um,
I agree. The last
yeah,
trilogy was kind of trash.
I will say I liked the first one because we that was like exciting. We got the first
Yeah,
movie in 30 years. It's like hell yeah, here we go. So there
it was
was
not 30
like
years.
what's that?
It wasn't 30 years.
No, oh that's right. It took place 30 years. It was
Okay.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
no way.
No. Like
So
cuz
it like it took place 30 years after.
well no,
Um,
actually cuz like there was the last one we had was Return of the let's see. Hold on. We're gonna leave it.
cause like cause it was like Revenge of the Sith, right? That
Came
ended in
out in
like what 2000.
2025.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, no, fucking 2025. 2005. And
Yeah.
then let's see.
And then the story went into, you know, this new genre. But like the way they
15.
framed
So
it,
10 years, yeah.
the way they framed it in the trailer, I was like, oh, it's not the same way the movie's going.
But the thing that really kind of irritated me about it was like you basically are just retelling the original like 4, 5, and 6. You're
Yeah,
literally just
correct.
telling the same story arcs, the same character, like it like beat by beat by beat. You could almost edit it together the
Do you
same way.
do you feel like we're seeing a shift from a shift where the brand is the star rather than the story or even the actors, like the brand being Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, instead of the story and even the actors? You feel like this is having an effect on what's being curated for us as watchers?
Um, I think when you have an IP, there is a certain pressure to either put some big names, you know, like you're focusing more on who's in it as to what they're doing in it.
Mm, mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm.
really liked Star Wars in particular, is because they were using people that at the time weren't well
No
known.
one knew.
They were
Yep.
new, you know, and like the same with the prequel trilogies. There's a lot of characters in there. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson excluded, but like there was a lot of people in there that like not a lot of people that they had their up and coming, you know, from it.
Yep.
And I think that just continue with that. Continue doing
And the
that.
thing is, they got so much material
There's
already that's
so
available
much
that they
material.
could just, all right, let's make this part into a movie. Let's make this part into a movie.
Yeah.
And I don't see why they don't ever do that. They just want to create their own like side story, and then
Yeah.
the next thing you know, it's Redcon, and it's like, all right, we're gonna go back this way. It's like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
guys, come on, figure it out.
You guys
So that's
wasted
like, it's like,
billions.
do the original stories even matter? Like
Yeah.
when people create something like George Lucas, he has stuff of what he wanted to see next and what he wanted to do next, and then
Yeah.
he sold it,
There
and then
was
like they went
there
off
was
script.
elements there was definitely elements of the sequels that I thought were cool that I would like to explore more in different stories, i.e. I think it was the episode 8, there was the Cobalt Squadron, and the Cobalt Squadron was the bombing squadron. They're the ones that were like getting blown up left and right in the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
I thought I want to see so badly the flight crews. I know they're doing a Rogue Squadron, and I've been stoked for that for a long time. But like, I wish that I didn't even go on this grand adventure with the Skywalkers and all that shit. I just wanted to see what the day in the life of a Cobalt Squadron was, because it just seems so cool. But I feel like that's how, if you want to do creative shit, tell cool stories like that. You know, like Rogue One. I've been in like a huge Andor Rogue One simp fest because it's just so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked how they did Andor. Andor's like,
Oh my
bro,
God.
like we already know he dies.
Yeah, you already know what happens, but like, bro,
this is crazy. Like him
it's so relevant.
And I'm kind of like even with Obi-Wan, that was good. It's like it kind of sucks. Like, damn, we keep doing prequels. Let's continue the story. How are we ever gonna continue the story? They keep doing these side stories. Even the even the Mandalorian and Boba Fett and the Vision stuff that was on Disney's Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
they did like kind of like side story, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, it is cool. Tales of the Jedi. Like they're doing the side stories of the main movies. And I'm like, this is cool to know. But when are we getting another main movie?
Yeah.
After this.
I got, well, see, for me, I think I got kind of attracted to some of those side story stuff was because it was just like the same, like the stuff that we were getting was not to par.
The side stories were better than the main story.
Yeah, the side stories at that point was like, okay, I've heard about the Skywalkers. I've heard about like, and on top of like, I've heard about the Skywalkers. The stuff that you gave us wasn't even what they were up to.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Luke was doing all kinds of shit. This has turned into like, what is wrong with Star Wars?
Literally. Like, but this kind of ties into, the recent data showing like early 2026 shows and movies, 63% of them are literally sequels, remakes, or spin-offs.
Mm-hmm. I want new stuff, man. I want some new stuff. What was something? Damn it! Now it's gonna.
I mean, it's like Scream. They're coming out with the Scream 8 or Scream 7.
No, man. That's
all right. How many times we gonna be scared by the same motherfucker?
Yeah, like Ghostface. I love him. I think he's now an iconic character. Move on.
Correct.
Move on.
Yeah, I mean, give it a break. Give it a break for a little bit. Let's go to a different story.
Yeah.
Like Moana. They're coming out with a live action Moana. Moana just came out like, I don't even think 10 years ago.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, 2016. Damn. Definitely 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck, 10 years ago, and they're coming out with a live action one. I'm like,
think that they're doing a live. They're at this point they're just doing live actions of all their classic stuff. It's just, but at that point, then you have no excuse. And that was the thing I was going to bring up here, is that I feel like for creativity to thrive again, people have to just get tired of what is what we're getting. If you're tired of what you're getting, you're gonna create new things, and I feel like that's where we're getting at right now.
Yeah, and I think like even for TV shows, like it's a lot of rinse and repeat there. Like, let's talk about Law and Order SVU. That's been on air forever,
dude. And they
brought back the original Law and Order,
bro.
After like a 5-10 year break or some shit.
The cop shows need to stop.
I mean, I don't mind them if they
you
give
don't
you a different
mind
story.
Them? Okay, tell me why.
So hear me out.
All
right?
I'm hearing you.
Law and Order. I watched Law and Order up to a point, and then I'm like, and I thought to myself, like, there can't be this many type of stories. But then you really got to think about it, like, they could literally base their shows off of just putting an open request into New York, SVU thing, and be like, yo, give me your story.
Yeah,
give me your latest case,
for real.
and just
Like,
make a show, an episode off of that. And I think that's what they do.
but like,
And
okay,
you think shit like this don't happen? It's like, oh no, that shit really happens. They just change the names, change some of the characters a little bit here and there.
yeah, dude, and I don't know. And you're valid. You're valid. I'm not
I'm
gonna.
just saying, it may not be like original, but it's original to a sense. And it's like, but the thing is, they copy and paste the same, like, like again, example, Law and Order. They take that same platform and create different units within. Okay, Law and Order Major Crimes Unit, Law and Order like CID or Law and Order this, and it's like different viewpoints, which is kind of like the different side stories from what we were just talking about, Star Wars, different side stories.
You know what's funny too?
Different areas.
You know what's funny about that too is that like so my cousin's husband, he actually works for what is it, CSI New York, and he's like, I hate having to explain to people that our jobs are nothing like that. He's like, and actually he's like, like those databases where they just type in something and it just it just like it gets all the information compiled. Like there's like some database that he goes, those don't exist. He goes, I actually created the first database for license plates. Yeah. So like you can find out that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, dude, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, so go back to listening to a true crime and hearing shit that is not being done by law enforcement. You're just like, hold on, wait a minute. On Law and Order, they could do it. Why can't you do it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's sometimes how you feel like certain things should be common sense and be used in real life, but it's not. And we got to remember, this is TV.
Yeah.
Things that they what? That was your cousin's brother-in-law? Husband? Yeah, like that stuff, like them searching databases and resolving a case in a day or two. It's like, bro, that don't really happen.
That's not how it goes.
That's not how it works. It's like, the shit could take 6 months.
Yeah.
Shit could take 6 months. Listen, I watch enough true crimes to know. I know a little bit.
I know, dude. You love your true crimes.
I know a little bit.
I like my stories.
But the thing is, sometimes like all these spin-offs, they tend to get canceled, right? They get canceled and they get put back on as a different name, copy and paste, different name, same kind of storyline behind it.
I think at some point you're throwing sequel ideas to franchises and seeing what will stick. And again, that will only go so far. I mean, people will still try.
Yeah.
And some might stick. But for the most part, I'm also speaking from a very hopeful viewpoint, and that is very naive of me to do. I'm like, I hope things get better, and that has never worked out for anybody.
Yeah, so. But and I think now people are utilizing AI to generate their content to just like, hey, give me a story that is about a woman that died, but she overcame this and this, and it gives them it looks up all the movies and TV shows that were similar, and was like, you know what, I'll make the same script.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. That's the thing I'm gonna do. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other conversation, AI. But yeah, man, I at some point I feel like this momentum of regurgitation, but at the same time, it's a tale as old as time. Like this is not something that's new or is a new concept. It is something that has existed forever.
And they say, what is it? You experience it with your business, the copy and paste effect. But I feel like that happens in apparel all the time. People just, I experienced it. Like I went to Zara's to go buy some pants. I'm like, oh, okay, let me, $60 pants. I can head over to Target. I want to get like a t-shirt or something. I'm seeing the same pants there. Yeah. Different brand, cheaper. All right, let me return this shit to Zara and get this cheaper one. But it could be a lot of factors can go into quality control, brand name, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the copy and paste effect, are you buying the brand or are you buying the actual product?
Yeah, and that, yeah, there's a legitimate conversation to be had with that. As somebody who knows that firsthand, like in this time, I have just decided to, like, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back for a little bit and see kind of like and like not do the same things that I've been doing. And like, okay, seeing what I've done, seeing what has come because of it, and then go, okay, like let's redirect. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
something, let's carry it in a different, not necessarily a different direction, but just carry it differently
Yeah.
and see where it goes from there. Because we see what has happened from what I've done currently, and that's great. And I'm grateful that a lot of people have an outlet that they use now in that same fashion. And
Mm-hmm.
um, it's time to work with silhouettes. It's time to work with new. So yeah, and and if people want to continue to follow it, that's great. And if not, then there are plenty of other things out there. So like it's just art.
Yeah, I mean, I always laugh when it's like they do the performative art shit and it's like people watching somebody for like 30 minutes to an hour bullshit their way through painting something on the floor. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I guess that's original, sure.
yeah. I think everybody inherently has some desire to be seen to whatever degree. Um,
Yeah.
I think, the fact that we are speaking on something on a platform that anybody can tune into,
Yep.
you are expecting some amount of intake of, response or dialogue, discussion of any kind. And I think some people, they see that it works and that is something that they want, maybe not knowing what that looks like or how they would interact with it when they have it. So sometimes people like it just you're like, why are you making content?
Yeah.
Like you're clearly doing something that is not genuine. And um, you're scrolling through and you're like, I like the one thing that really fucking irritates me, speaking of copy and paste, is like the people that will like take somebody else's content and then just sit in front of the screen and then point up and then just kind of like whatever is playing in the background makes you agree with something. I don't know, it makes me irritated because it's just
Mm,
somebody not doing anything with their life other than pointing up at a
yeah.
clip that's playing in the background. Like,
Mm.
oh my god, do something better with your life. I don't agree. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like I go on welfare. I don't care.
Go
Like,
on welfare.
do something better than whatever it is that you're doing now.
I agree. I mean, again, with copying, I think everything's a copy of a copy nowadays, but it's like, how do you make it yours that it becomes considered different?
Say that again.
Everything's kind of like a copy of a copy nowadays, but how do you make it yours that it doesn't look like it's a copy?
I think what it comes down to is what you choose to do with the intent. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like intent is everything. If you are doing something as your outlet and I'm going to call it like a progressive expression because it changes. And but as long as when you're going into it there is a genuine intent behind it that I think invokes some sort of just unspoken sense of authenticity, you can't you it's hard to just explain that because
Yeah.
there's an unspoken feeling that comes with it. It's like when you listen to like, okay, I listen to a lot of rap, and I think it comes through with different type of, like, different performances where you're like, that's genuine. I don't, he's saying the same thing as this other guy essentially in his own way, but for some reason when I hear it from this guy, I feel it, as opposed to when this guy's doing it, if that makes
Gotcha.
sense. If is that
Yeah.
like a okay.
Yeah, no, I got you. Okay, okay. And as we get to the end of this episode, what do you want to leave people with in regards to this
Um
topic?
I think what you acknowledge, or whatever it is that you find is your, what we consider success being,
Hmm.
and how we evaluate what we do to that unrealistic benchmark of whatever success looks like is a fallacy, right? Copy and paste your own creativity. The discussion can go on forever, but do not focus on what you believe success is to somebody else, but what is content with you.
Yeah.
And do it with an authentic intent. And I feel like if you stick to that, and you stick to that moral, that you will create beautiful things.
I'm with you on that. So yeah, like, thank you for joining me for this episode. Um, yeah, copy of a copy.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
be original. Try your best to. But but that's it for this episode. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Don't forget to check in, and I will catch you guys on the next one.